Hey, welcome to a new Project Kamp update. So we bought this big piece of land and are prototyping a more sustainable way of living. Not sure how it's gonna go, but let's see. And in the previous video you could see us building this clay pizza oven, which works great, makes delicious pizzas. But realistically it most of the time looks like this. It's covered under this yellow canvas to make sure it doesn't get wet. Still a construction site around here. We basically need to clean it up and build a roof above it, which we're going to do in this video. But this is also the first time we're actually going to build a structure, which raises some questions like what would be a good way to build and which kind of local materials are available around here. So in this video we're going to have a look into that, and we're also going to visit a few cool workspaces. So a nice way to find some true local materials is to see how did the people build in the past, what kind of materials were available. And here you would find a lot of clay, wood and granite, and you can see this back in the building materials. So for instance, the clay is used for roof tiles on top of the buildings. Underneath they have a structure of wood to support the tiles, also used for things like doors. And after that you would see just a lot of granite. And granite is used for the walls, for structural strength. And you really see a lot of granite around here, not just houses but also stairs, roads, water taps, walls, churches, bridges, arcs, fountains, comfortable couches, the ceiling, big piece of art on the wall, entire villages really. And it takes a while to build with this material, but it also lasts long. For instance, this sculpture right here is made over 500 years ago, and probably many houses around here as well. And as you can see, like the houses here behind me, they're made from granite, but they look a bit abandoned. But what is really wearing out is the clay, the wood and the glass, but the granite is just there, stays standing for many years. It's very solid. And it can also just survive fires, which you have quite a lot around here. So for instance, here you see wood which burned down with roof tiles on the floor, which actually used to be the roof of this building. And as you can see now, it all collapsed, broke, burned down, except for the granite that is still standing. And we actually have a lot of granite on our land, so a really local material. I would actually love to build with it. But to be honest, at this point, we wouldn't really know yet what would be a long-term permanent structure. I mean, it would last hundreds of years. And yeah, we're just not sure, we're still planning a lot. So it would be better to build something a bit less permanent, more temporary, lightweight. So not granite for now. But we actually did find a cool way to incorporate some granite into a fix for the pizza oven. One thing that is not really good yet is this wooden board. We put it there in the beginning more as a placeholder because we didn't really have a good material. Maybe it would last, maybe not, but turns out it doesn't. The wetness of the clay bends the whole board, and also the heat is going to wear out the sheet over time. So we're going to replace this board by something more proper. But we didn't really know what material. Until the other day we drove around in town and we saw something that is just the perfect fit. Let me show you. Alright, so we're currently at a super cool marble place we saw while driving by because it's right next to the road. And here they just got a lot of granite and marble. Mainly granite, it's also from this region, which is cool. And they have a lot of leftover pieces, so we're gonna see if we can find something for the oven. So these are all like leftover pieces from cutting. Not sure what they do with it. Also a lot of smaller things. Beautiful workspace and to cut it. And besides these cutting leftovers, they also just have a lot of old tombstones and graveyard decoration laying around. Like old marble books, granite name boards. It's kind of a strange setting having this laying around right next to the road. But yeah, anyway, we found a cool piece for ourselves that we could use as a counter. Just needs to be cut it into the right size. So we're not gonna build with granite, but we still need to build something. So another material you can build with is wood. And wood you actually see surprisingly little being used around here for construction. If you see it, it's in ways like this. So it becomes, from the outside it looks like a stone house, but it's actually used a lot of wood. However, it is more vulnerable because it could catch fire and the wood could rot away. So in that sense it's a bit less of a permanent structure. But even this, you don't find too much of that around. And I think the reason why people don't really build with wood too much is because the rock keeps the heat outside in the summer, the cold outside in the winter. It doesn't burn down. So I think for a lot of people it feels superior. However, nowadays people don't really build with granite that much, but it's all replaced by concrete. So they would really use cement, which is a cheap, quick way to just replicate the big granite rocks. But we don't like cement, so we're gonna build something with wood. Now we have some wood on our land, but not really, because the land burned down 4 years ago. So everything you see is trees that are max 4 years old, like here. So they're way too thin to actually build with. I think we might have like 2 or 3 big trees on the land, but besides that, it's all this, which is going to be too thin to build, so we need to find some bigger trees. So we're currently at the local sawmill, where they cut trees into things you can use for timber or planks to construct things with. And the place is kind of cool, so let me show you. There's the building right behind here where they cut everything. And finally, we also need something for the roof. So we found a bunch of roof tiles when we were cleaning up the ruins on our land. And even though they all burned down, the roof tiles still look somewhat usable. Some of them, some not. But either way, they're now on a structure that is half collapsing, half burned, rotting away. So we need to take care of that because they might fall on our head. So we're going to see if we can try to reuse as much as we can from the old ruins and then carefully take them off. However, we don't have the right tools and equipment ourselves to do it, like a scaffolding. So we have some local guys that are gonna help us out. Alright, so now we have a few guys helping out to go on the roof of the workspace to take off the roof tiles, the ones that are still good, and the bad ones to take them down so they don't fall on our head later. To be honest, it goes a bit rougher than expected. Different selection criteria of what is a good tile and what is not. To be honest, it was quite scary seeing them that easy on the roof. I mean, it seems so fragile, half burned down and ready to collapse. Here, to hold up the part he's sitting, you basically have one half beam hanging. I guess we just need to have some faith. So we have roof tiles now.
We have a few roof tiles. We have a safe roof.
Can't believe the guy who was just standing on there.
They said it was good.
Looks good.
Looks very good. So we have the tiles here now in base camp. They are a bit dirty, so before they go up to the shade roof, we will just give them a good clean.
Alright, so we now have the wood and the roof tiles. We can build. Wood smells super nice. We also made a 3D model. As you can see here, it's a pretty basic structure, basically just to hold the roof tiles. But we're going to build the whole structure in another video, but not the next video, because the next video we're going to talk about our problems or challenges. And we're also going to do a Q&A, so we're going to answer the questions you guys have. So if you have any questions, make sure to post them in the comments of this video. We'll read them and we'll answer them next week. Thanks for watching, see you in the next update.